Episode 45, guys. No, it's not. It's Monday. What are we doing? We're doing a little bit of a random show tonight. We wanted to really get into some Spider-Man news, finally do our opening weekend predictions. We haven't done that. It came on to box office tracking, so that's something that we really wanted to touch on today and get those numbers recorded. It's fun to throw those predictions out. We always try to do that with the comic book shows, movies that are coming out. And we'll touch on some other stuff if we have time. This is going to be a quick show, about an hour, if that. But we want to be respectful of comics and stuff. He's going live at 8 o'clock p.m. tonight with his first live show. And then, of course, don't forget 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The New York Warriors, they're on for their Monday night show. They do every other Monday, and this happens to be their Monday. So definitely check them out. But we wanted to just get this in here. I'm going to be busy tomorrow. The guys are going to be busy. So I have with me Justin, and I have with me I almost said Edwin.
Not Edwin.
Yeah, Adam. I have with me Adam. So what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Very good, very good. Thanks for joining us last minute here. I know we usually do the catch-up stuff, but we'll be pretty quick. Let's just jump right into the Spider-Man stuff. Jackio's here. What's going on, brother? Nice to have you with us. So a little bit of news recently. There was an interview where Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal were sitting there being interviewed. Amy Pascal is the producer. She's done Spider-Man. She's going to be doing Venom, Silver and Black. So she's kind of touching on all of the Sony, comic book world, in terms of the Spider-Man world. So she's doing all those. In the interview, she basically said that the spin-offs are going to be part of the MCU. Kevin Feige was kind of sitting there like, holy shit, I can't believe she said that. Like, that was basically the look on his face. Yeah. So you have Amy Pascal saying these are going to be part of the MCU. And then you have Kevin Feige, he later said it actually, no, they're not. Could it be she's telling the truth? Could it be he's lying, a la, who was it? J.J. Abrams? Do you remember Abrams? That is not Khan. We are not using Khan. Who did it turn out to be?
Or is it just all part of the art of the deal, man?
That's right.
They're still working on the deal. Like, it's going to happen. It's just the deal hasn't been finished and fully fleshed out.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's kind of more of an adjunct to the MCU. Like, think about, what's the show? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? They kind of like, or even Netflix to some extent, they make reference to the Avengers, or they say, those people downtown, or, things like that. So It may be that they kind of tie it loosely in that way. And that way there's not really, because obviously with Marvel, they lay the seeds and the foundation for all their continuity and everything well in advance, right? So to kind of suddenly have to work all this in would be really tough. So I think maybe just making it more of one of those sort of side universes that is tied to in reference.
Kind of like how they treat Netflix.
Exactly right.
Yeah, at the same time, though, you talked about how they laid it all out there and they have it kind of fairly well planned out. I mean, none of these all these movies are huge budget affairs. Like, none of them were sneaking up on anybody. So it's like, I don't know why they wouldn't tie it into the larger MCU unless they're afraid of it just getting too large and too hard to make things consistent. Because otherwise, if you say it's not part of it, yeah, it gives you the freedom to kind of spin off and do some crazy things. But I think you lose a little bit of maybe not the fan base or the people who may not be comic readers, but are just know the universe from the movies. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll definitely be interesting to see how it plays out, but
they'll still make a lot of money.
Exactly. And whatever the reason, we do know that Homecoming is tied in. Obviously, it's got Tony Iron Man in it. Homecoming 2, the sequel that we'll eventually get also, right? And so those are definitely tied in more directly. So, where that break is, I think, will be kind of with Spider-Man, right? Because we were talking about on a previous show with the Venom movie, right? With Eddie Brock, is there going to be a Spider-Man in it? And which one will it be, right? If they tie in, if they throw in Tom Holland, obviously it's tied into the MCU, right? Because that Spider-Man is. But if they go with, who was Edwin saying? Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. I don't see that happening.
No. Yeah. Bunch of different theories and things we can throw out there, but I think the fact that they're talking about it and it's up in the air is going to drive a lot of people based on that curiosity or based on them just being a MCU fan to see the movie, and that's really going to drive a lot of the sales. I think for this movie, I think it's going to be pretty huge, where the last few Spidey movies have not. So I think that can kind of tie us right into our predictions, right? So what we do on the show, everybody, we always do box office, domestic, opening weekend predictions for these movies. And everybody in the chat, throw out your best guess, educated guess, random guess, whatever it is, funny guess. I'm going to write them down, and we'll come back to it probably the week after the opening week. Is what we usually do, right? So about that. So when it came on to tracking, it was right around, I think it was the range, it was last week, so kind of late actually, I think. But it was right around 90 to 108 million was that prediction.
It's the estimate for a 4th of July weekend. Okay.
Yep.
Is that one weekend it's opening, 4th of July?
Yeah. That weighs in heavily. Like it could go good, it could go bad. Think about it.
There's a lot of people traveling, grilling out, but there's always people off going to the movies, so I don't know.
You just got to think, like, areas in which it storms, the money will be higher.
Right. A lot of movies so far this summer have been tanking. There's obviously been some big exceptions, Wonder Woman being one of them. Happens to be a comic book movie. But think about, like, Pirates, think about Aliens, think about, I don't know, a bunch of the others.
So only comic book movies have done well, is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If it came out in Arizona this Tuesday, they'd make a fortune because the Southwest, everybody be ducking the heat trying to get in a cool movie theater.
Yep.
That's right.
All right. Edwin has thrown out a massive.
Oh, no, what'd he say?
187?
Yeah.
Oh, he said 180. Wow.
He upped it. First he said 183, and then he added 5 million. No, wait. Yeah, I can't do that. He went up to 187. He added 4 million. So my prediction is 130 million.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty reasonable.
That's kind of the ballpark I was thinking in.
Yeah.
Because Wonder Woman made, 103? Something like that, 101?
Yeah.
I'll go.
Keep in mind, it's not necessarily a Sony movie. This is more, it's tied to the MCU, so that entire fan base is going to go see this.
Exactly.
But like Justin said, maybe not this weekend, the opening weekend. So it's a tough one.
What'd you say?
I said, so it's a tough one.
No, what'd you say? What was your guess?
Oh, mine was at 130.
130 and $1. No, I'm just kidding.
The silver prices, right?
I'll go 124.
124. Okay. I'm writing all these down. I'm writing everybody's in the chat down too, if you got them. Justin?
Jason Smith said 2 billion, I believe.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Ramirez said 150. People are nuts.
All right, Phillies.
Yeah, go ahead.
He said at least 150 million. Okay. Jason Smith upped his 2 billion to 3 trillion.
Living in a dream world.
That in pesos?
Right. Man. I'm going to go with 147.
Okay.
Wow,
right.
Big money.
150. Okay, so 150 at least.
No whammies. Stop.
No whammies, no whammies. Hit me.
147. All right. So if you're watching this after it's not live, when it's uploaded, and you want to throw in a guess in the comments, feel free. If it's prior to the weekend, of course. And I will check them, obviously, and add it to this list. And we'll come back to it. We'll see who was closest. I'm thinking it'll be 130 million, but we'll see. So yeah, okay. So there we go. We got our guesses in. Good. They're on record. So I guess that begs the question: are you guys gonna go on 4th of July weekend? You gonna see it?
What's up, Villain? If I'm not at the lake, I will go. If I am, I'll go like Thursday or Monday or something.
What's the lake?
It's a
I mean, I know what a lake
hole
is.
in the ground and there's water in it.
What? They have those?
Yeah,
Party place?
Yep. It's a good hangout place on the water.
Sweet.
I don't know. I'll probably wait and get first reports. I don't know. I'm so leery of it being another origin story, and I don't know if I can take that.
It can't be.
Yeah,
He's already suited up, man.
So, they can always do an origin story.
They might do a little bit of like flashback to him being bitten or something, but I think they're really going to focus on him learning what it means to be Spider-Man, right? Like, he screws up, Tony takes it away. He's really got to learn like about responsibility, and then he gets it back.
All right, so this actually opens the weekend after. 4th of July is like middle of the week. So this is actually July 7th, so a couple days after.
Isn't there a con that weekend in Atlanta?
That's the weekend before.
All right, Jason downgraded his guess from 3 trillion to 155 million.
Nope.
Yeah, it is the weekend after the 4th. You're right.
Is it? Yeah, here.
Yeah, the 4th's on Tuesday, so.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of want to up my guess now, but that's all right.
You can. You have time.
No, we'll stick with it.
Okay. All right. That's a pretty good guess, though. I think you're.
People will be poor after they grilled out on July 4th, and
yeah.
Yeah, people may not. That's the other thing is everybody did stuff the weekend before. They may not want to go out and do anything.
They drank up their discretionary budget.
That's right. They can go to the movies, but not the dine-in theater.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
That's right. No, I think that, MCU fan base is massive, and loyal, right? These people go to every single movie, and that's going to happen with this one.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come. Who said that? All right. So, the other thing I wanted to mention briefly was there's talk about for Man of Steel.
Sorry. Edwin's throwing in a curveball. He's saying you have to calculate from the 4th through the 9th. What's that all about? Are they airing it early on the 4th?
No. We're doing the opening weekend, man.
I don't know. He's talking crazy talk in the chat.
He's giving it an extra couple days.
Yeah, exactly. To get up to his 187th or whatever.
Come out on the 4th.
I think he's thinking maybe it opens in England a couple days early.
We're talking about domestic.
That's right. USA. So there's talk about Supergirl. That's all right, Edwin. Supergirl being in Man of Steel 2. What do you think about that? It really won't be Melissa Benoist, I'm sure.
Oh.
I mean, I would like it to be, but look what they did with Flash, look what they're doing with Green Arrow. It's not going to be Arrowverse, folks. It'll be a different.
The Green Arrow in the movies?
Well, there was talk about him being in there, and he was pissed about it.
The Flash is the same guy, right?
No, different guy. Different guy. Different actor, I should say.
Why did I think it was the same actor?
It's totally not the same guy.
All right, so yeah. Shows how much I watch Flash.
That's right. we can tell you're a loyal watcher of that show. But I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool to see Supergirl in the movie.
Yeah. No, I'm good with that. I'm just getting happy with the Supergirl we have on TV. Mm-hmm. So for them to go ahead and give us a different one that quick, though, I'm like, eh. But then again, when the heck is Man of Steel 2 coming out?
Yeah, it'll be a while. They got to bring Brainiac in eventually. I really want to see Brainiac. They've been talking about it for years and years and years. Live action Brainiac, that is.
Well, I think too. I mean, with the success of Wonder Woman, you're going to see a lot more of that. I know there's been rumors of this, that, and the other, but you're going to see your Supergirls. You're going to see your, Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel and stuff like that. I think
Wonder Girl instead, or Power Girl. Sorry, can we get Power Girl? Yeah,
Power Girl would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay gave us a little help here. He said Supergirl was in the Man of Steel prequel comic, so they've already got her in canon in that universe. So
okay, so they laid the foundation for that.
Right. So it would be easy for them to do it. I mean, you might as well.
Maybe they'll just cut out the middleman, and I guess what is it, Jenny Graff or whatever, the girl that was on Ninja Warrior that was the stunt woman for Supergirl.
Yeah.
They'll just cut out the middleman and just make her Supergirl.
Wasn't she a tennis player?
She's
gymnast or stunt woman. She's.
I'm thinking of Steffi Graf. That's a different.
Yeah, no, she's the stunt woman who made it like really far on American Ninja Warrior, and she's the stunt. She does all the stunts for Supergirl.
What? Oh man, we got to read this Man of Steel prequel. Apparently, Supergirl is frozen in ice. She crashed here a long time ago.
So she's Captain America.
Right.
I was gonna say
Captain America. We can find her. No, I mean,
maybe she crashed. She's right next to the Fortress of Solitude airplane. Not airplane, spaceship.
I'd be fine with that because they're gonna have to. I mean, if they're planning to be successful, they're gonna have to expand the Justice League more so than just the 6 or 7 characters they're gonna have on it. So by the time they get to the 3rd movie, they'll have to, shuffle in new characters. So that's cool, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I didn't think to look, actually. I bet she's in there. But the new DC opening, that little montage they do, I bet she's in there. It's somewhere in that, lineup. Everybody else is, so why not her? But I'm sure all those characters are eventually going to show up at some point in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Cyborg was already in Justice League, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in the movie.
Yeah, he was in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah. And I know they're planning on a spin-off for his movie. I don't know how that's going to roll, but whatever.
Sorry, I'm probably not going to go see a solo Cyborg movie. I don't even know how. I just don't think
it'll be RoboCop all over again.
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking. Just RoboCop or Terminator or RoboCop versus Terminator.
I'm sorry, but he's a team player, not a solo act.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they need to keep him. Oh, Jay said that Supergirl is in the opening. He's got better eyes than we do.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's so much to look at. I only saw it one time too. So.
Yeah.
Oh, at this point, anything like these days, people snatch it and freeze frame it and analyze it to the nth degree or whatever.
Yeah. Photoshop zoom.
Yeah.
That's what I did with the Black Panther teaser. I did it frame by frame.
Nice.
So I could see all the different. That thing was beautiful, man. That trailer with Wakanda and all the different characters in there, and that looks great. But that's for another show.
Yeah.
I know we're short on time, so we'll touch on a couple of things quickly. PGX, which is one of the other grading companies out there, it's nipping at the heels of CGC and CBCS. It's professional grading experts with an X, starts instead of an E. Anyways, they just announced that they're going to be doing non-graded slabs for original art and also for blank sketch covers where you get a commission done. Now, with the original art, you have to trim it down to match the slab. There's not going to be a giant slab for 11 by 17, for example. So, I mean, it's $15 to do that, but I still can't bring myself to to go that route. A couple bucks more, you can do CBCS.
CBCS already does art slabs, right?
Yep, it'll say art instead of a grade number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple bucks more, and you can get a CBCS slab.
Although, in fairness, if it's not graded, if it's just you're slabbing it to protect it, and there's no there's no debate, I guess, on whether it was graded accurately or inaccurately. At that point, maybe save yourself a few bucks and who cares really.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just at this point, I'm just loyal to CBCS. I think that's really what it comes down to. I to be fully honest, I don't have any firsthand experience with PGX, so I can't say.
Book.
Did you submit it or did you
No,
buy
I just
it?
bought it.
Okay, so yeah. So it's interesting that these companies are, continuing to sort of push forward, even if it's something that's already tried and true for another company, something new for them. So I think CBCS seeing that will maybe drive them to want to do something a little bit different, maybe. What do you think? I mean, that's just how companies work, but
maybe. But I mean, it's another revenue stream for them. So
yeah.
I don't think CBCS is worried too much about PGX. I mean, I could be wrong. You always got to keep your eye on other competitors, but
right.
They're worried about going head to head with CGC, and I think I think they'd be more worried about this whole trend with the con exclusive grading companies kind of thing, where signing contracts with a specific grading company and the other one can't be involved.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Reed Pop did that. I believe it was Reed Pop up in New York.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see how long this goes. I mean, CBCS did the whole raw grading thing, and who's heard much of that since it started? I mean, there was a big to-do when it first happened, but you haven't really heard too much about it.
Nobody's talking about it. It's true. Now, another thing that's come out in the grading world, and I think we'll probably see more of this coming forward, is there's a comic skin that's a resealable slab. You can buy them, just kind of seal up your book in plastic. You've seen those?
No.
So there's a comic shop. It's on the CBCS forum, actually, if you wanted to check it out, where a certain comic book shop decided to grade their own books using those slabs, making their own label and selling them to their customers as a professionally graded comic. And obviously there's no course you can take or, degree or certificate you can get to be a grader. But my camera keeps crapping out on me. But I mean, a lot of people are like, this isn't just a raw book in a resealable case, not a slab book. But the price he's charging is reflecting more of the slab, CBCS or CGC sort of price. So
right.
I think we're going to see more of that in the future too.
Yeah.
In the world of coins, they call that basement slabbers.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible, one, it usually doesn't hold a lot of weight within the greater marketplace. And two, it's a terrible conflict of interest. Because it's okay, I mean, I'm going to slap this grade on it, and then I'm going to charge XYZ price based on GPA or whatever other grading companies charging. There's no check to make sure they're not overgrading it, other than the individual consumer saying, you're full of crap.
Yeah. Open this up and let me see how you arrived at that, or show me your grader's notes, for example.
Yeah.
Which I doubt he has. Yeah. All right. So a couple minutes left here, guys. I know we're kind of running through things quick, but just had a couple things to touch on. So you guys read Metal, right? Dark Days?
The Forge? Yeah.
Yeah, The Forge, right? So it kind of started touching on, some ancient Egyptian mythology and, went way back in time, right? So that's really opening up the world of DC, going way back in time. And it's kind of funny that Marvel Legacy, the solicit for that is talking about going back to what is it, 1,000,000 BC to the first Avengers, right?
There was no people back then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's going to be people like Odin, Ghost Rider,
Cosmic level universe beginning.
Exactly. Agamotto, the Doctor Strange, Black Panther is going to be there.
How?
And Phoenix as well. There's going to be a Phoenix Force.
How is Black Panther going to be there?
I don't know. You're going to have to read the book.
Well, relatives. They passed it down, remember?
There were no people a million years ago.
But if you believe the ancient astronaut theory.
Hey, yeah, wasn't the
That's fine. We still
don't
didn't
watch
show
the
up
Crystal
long ago.
Skull?
No,
That's right.
we weren't here that long ago. All right, we'll have to read it because I think they failed science.
Yeah. I don't know how they're gonna play it out, but I just thought it was funny that both companies are kind of going way back in time all of a sudden in the books.
It is weird how they seemingly mirror each other by accident a lot.
Yeah, by accident, air quotes around that.
I don't know. I mean, I thought the Forge was good, like a good starting point for this Dark Days storyline or series that's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm in for it. I mean, it's John Romita Jr. art, so some people that's going to be a turnoff for some people right away.
Trinity.
Yeah.
John Romita only drew a couple panels though, right? He didn't draw the whole thing.
True. He drew more than a couple panels. I thought, whatever.
I don't know.
That was the main art that stuck out to me.
Which cover did you get?
I got the Jim Lee cover.
The Jim Lee,
yeah. I got the Kubert one, that one with Aquaman on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it was something different. My shop actually, one of the shops I went to, I haven't gone to my main one, the smaller one, had 3 copies, one of each cover. Somebody already bought the cover A, so they just had the Romita and the Kubert. Wasn't really a big fan of the Romita, the one where the Superman and Batman are flying on the cover.
Yeah.
I just too stiff. That's always what people say about it. You can see it on that cover big time. So I went the Kubert. That was my thought process. If anybody cares.
There you go.
So, all right, guys. So that's it for this show. We're right at the half-hour mark. I know we had to, just kind of run through this quickly here. Like I said, if you're watching this afterwards, have any predictions for Spider-Man: Homecoming, the domestic opening weekend box office predictions, feel free to put them in the comments. I have everybody else's written down right here, handwritten, old school style. I didn't type them.
Pencil, so you can erase it.
You're right.
No. I used a Jetstream ballpoint pen.
Yeah.
So I cannot erase it.
You can't, but you can just write it on a new piece
It's
of
a 1.0 uni ball. Okay. So that's it, guys. This is episode 45, Comic Conversation. We will be back next week for episode 46. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good one.
But